You are listening to CrossTalk, a safe place to discuss addiction, recovery, harm reduction, and everything in between. Support for this podcast comes from the Kentucky Opioid Response Effort and Advocates of Recovery. Content and production by the team at Turning Point Recovery Community Center. Now, buckle up and get ready for the show.
Welcome everyone to CrossTalk Recovery, the recovery podcast that supports all forms of recovery. I'm Matt Lewis, and I'm here with
Michelle Fonda,
Brian Marcus,
Shay Reeves.
Welcome you all. This is exciting. We're on location in Mayfield at the new Turning Point 2 Mayfield, Kentucky location. This is the new staff that will be at Michelle. We all know and hate, and and Brian and Shay are the other staff members that have opened this place up, and we're gonna give them the opportunity to share a little bit about their recovery journeys and the reason for wanting to work in recovery and work with Michelle. We all need to figure out what the reason for that is. And no, we love Michelle. But yeah, this is exciting. And I'm also gonna, if you watch the YouTube channel, I'm gonna do a little video to show you guys what it looks like out here towards the end of it. So let's jump right in. You guys excited to be on the podcast?
Yes. Very excited.
Shay, be honest. This is an honest program.
Yeah. We're shooting this at 9 o'clock in the morning. They came in early to do this, so everybody's still waking up, but it's fun. It's good. Michelle, would you like to say anything?
Sure.
This will be your only chance to talk, so get it in now.
No, I'm just really excited to have my new staff, man. They're hard and dedicated working staff members, and just really thankful to have them. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Brian.
What do you want to know?
Well, I'll tell you what I do know. Brian and I are friends. He went through Centerpoint after I did, and he's been sober and trying to give back ever since then. I know that you worked at Neartown for a while. You peer mentored for a little while. So this is just like part of your natural progression, I feel like, and this is another opportunity for you to continue to give back and to grow in your recovery knowledge. And I know that for me, working at Turning Point has been extremely spiritually rewarding, and I know that I'm excited for you guys to experience that as well. But just share a little bit about your recovery journey before what I know, and then your thinking on working in recovery.
So for about 20 years, I was in active addiction. My drug of choice was methamphetamines. And I sold drugs, did drugs every day pretty much for about 20 years until I got in trouble, of course. And
until you didn't.
Right. And so in 22, I'm sorry, I got in trouble trafficking, and I just went to Neartown to get out of jail. I mean, that's what most of us do, right? I went to get out of jail and had really no intentions of quitting or, stopping, none of that. But God seemed fit for me to get out of jail, and He had bigger plans for me, and I'm really grateful. Once I got to Neartown, the first couple of weeks I was just there to be there, and I didn't really have any desire to quit. Something changed. I'm really grateful that it did, and that led to going to Centerpoint, which was a long-term facility, of course. You all know that. After that, I peer mentored, like Matt said. Then I had the opportunity to work back at Neartown for a little over a year. That was a blessing. And then, Michelle said something to me the other day about things that happen, and then finding my way here. I'm just trying to find my place to fit in recovery, and help the most people that I can help.
Awesome. And do you do it because, let's say, I know that it's good for us in our recovery and it helps keep us sober, giving back, but do you feel like you really have a heart for it, or is it what's
It's definitely a calling for me. You know, I don't. I feel like since working in recovery, I've never got up in the morning and been like, "Ugh, I have to go to work." You know, it's not work. Yeah. It is truly an honor and a blessing and a privilege to help people like me try to navigate through recovery.
And what's cool is like we continue to grow as people. You know, the more I work with others, the more God reveals to me things about myself that I need to continue to work on, and it fills me up daily.
Absolutely.
You know?
I'm just sitting here getting chills.
Yeah.
And my face is tingling just talking about it because I get so excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, I said last night in a meeting that recovery and sobriety is not just not putting a drug in your body or not putting alcohol in your body. It is a change of lifestyle.
It is.
And it has truly blessed me and made me it made me the person I should be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what happened.
Yeah, I completely agree. Shay? So.
Well, I would have to say it took a lot of loss of loved ones to get me into my recovery to be sober, and obviously jail. But mostly I want to say that it's been mostly mental health trauma with me and my background that led me into my drug use, and there's a way out. And since day one of being sober, I have never wanted to work anywhere else except somewhere in the recovery field. I used to say, I don't care if I'm sweeping and cleaning toilets in the building or any building, as long as I want in there, I want in this field. And thank goodness my boyfriend, had my back on it, but I just quit my job and said, I'm going to work in recovery. And it took 2 years, and I prayed and prayed, and I applied 4 months before y'all were even open. Then it came down off Indeed, and then I cried for 2 months, and then one day I got the call. So I'm here. I feel like my higher power gave me the ability to make it out for a reason. So I want to share all my strength and hope and guidance and the things that I went through and the things I've overcome. I can relate to a lot of people and get them hopefully on their own journey into recovery as well. I mean, because that's my passion. It's my calling. I've got to do it because it's a life or death disease. And I was on my deathbed, but I got out, and everybody else can too, if they want it.
Sure. Well, how did you get sober? Did you go through treatment, or did you just do the meetings?
This is a good question. I lost a loved one, a significant other, and I went to jail about 5 hours later. And I was so tore up, I told the judge not to give me bond. That just to keep locking me up, that was the only way I was going to get clean. And he looked at me and he told me that he was going to give me bond on the condition I completed a program, and that's what it took, you know.
We'll be right back.
Did you know that recovery from substance use disorder and mental health go hand in hand? That is why the caring and compassionate mental health professionals at Four Rivers Behavioral Health in Paducah are here to help you find your balance. They are proud of you for making the changes necessary to live a healthier life and would love to see you reach your full potential. Give them a call at 270-442-7121 or stop by the downtown location at 425 Broadway in Paducah, Kentucky.
One thing I have always wondered is who put the alphabet in alphabetical order. At Turning Point, our goal is to help you put your life back in order. If you struggle or have struggled with substance use disorder and are in need of help, come see us at 415 Broadway Street, Paducah, Kentucky, or call 270-444-3621 and sign up for peer support services with one of our friendly staff who have lived experience with addiction. Hope to see you soon.
I had never had treatment before. I had never I had went prior years ago on my own, but I had left. Mm-hmm. I wasn't ready. I wasn't, and and that's okay. But it took that hard, deep inside cleaning that a recovery center can do, an in-house recovery center, for me to be able to understand, like, if I went back out, I would die. And that was just my personal recovery. It may not be that bad for some. It may be worse for others. But, I have 2 teenage children who I did not want them to bury me. And that's what my mindset when I went into Mountain of Hope, that's what they taught me, is to focus on the actuality of it, and that's what it would have been for me. And I don't know very many people that tell the judge not to give them bond. I mean, I really just barely remember bits and pieces of it, But he worked with me and he gave me probation and rehab, and I came out strong.
It's awesome. And where were you working? You said before you quit?
I was working as a daily cleaner. I went into hospital buildings and centers and cleaned, and I just...
What did you do to maintain your recovery? Did you do, like, the meetings?
I used to come into Turning Point.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all were my meeting go-tours. I enjoy them. I went other places, too, but for the most part, I came... But I didn't have a sponsor, and, going to the meetings there, I decided that I needed to work the program, any program that I choose, to be able to be successful in the recovery field. So prior to ever even being hired, Turning Point, just as a consumer going in, taught me, hey, if I'm being serious, this is what I need to do. And it guided me just into the position.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you got here. Glad you landed where you were ultimately wanting to be and have this opportunity.
Yes.
It's pretty exciting. Michelle, how did you get sober?
So I was listening to Shay, and some of her story is a little similar to mine. So the judge gave me a bond, a surety bond. My family was so done with me, they left me sitting in jail on a surety bond for several months until I got my bed date at Genesis. And so I went to Genesis, which is a 28-day program, and then I got sent to long-term. The judge was just going to send me to 28 days, and the prosecuting attorney was like, no, this girl needs long-term. And I remember my jaw dropped, like, how dare they? I will be fine after 28 days. And I remember my first 3 days at Genesis, I cried. And I begged God, but God, I won't do no more drugs. Like, I could not see myself being in rehab for 6 months. Like, it was just devastating to me. And, but I ended up, so I graduated Genesis, went to Trilogy, stayed in phase 2, and my whole plan after I got to phase was like, okay, well, I'm going to get a job at Genesis, and I'm going to live in Hopkinsville, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and none of that took place. I didn't get the peer mentor job. Genesis didn't have any openings, and I ended up getting on Indeed and seeing a job for treatment center in Paducah. I didn't know it was an all men's facility, or I wouldn't have applied. And I ended up being a caseworker at Centerpoint. And when they called me in for the interview, it was a male, and I was like, oh, well, this must be like the Fuller Center, a men and women's treatment center, and I didn't even know until I'm at the interview, and, they ask you all those, the normal questions, and that you give them your story. And then when I stepped out for a minute, and I came back in, they offered me the job, and Matt's like, well, let me tell you a little bit about the position, and it's kind of like Trilogy, but it's an all-men's facility. And I was like, do what? I was like, y'all hire women? And he's like, yeah, but you never seen a male staff member at Trilogy. It was all women. I was so confused. But I was like, man, God landed me here, I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I worked out at Centerpoint for like 3 years, and then I transferred over to Turning Point, and I've grown so much since I landed here. I needed that time at Centerpoint, especially during COVID, because there was no recovery going on in the community. And so that was really neat that I was able to experience Centerpoint during COVID. I was really able to help those guys. We did a lot of fun stuff with them. We...
That's where I met Michelle. COVID, Centerpoint. She's a caseworker. Yeah, stuck in there with her. No, but it is cool to have seen you from that point and how far you've come, how far I've come. I was just getting in treatment when you were at that level. So to see you now being here. The lead peer support, of your own location, and just all the exciting things. And then
who would have thought?
I mean, not me. And then Brian, to see how far you've come since I've known you, and Shay, to hear your story and how you've had a heart for this, and this is what you wanted, and to know that now that you've landed here, and this is the beginning of something great for you. It's so cool. Yeah. So cool that you guys have found each other. I feel like this is a good team of people who really, and just like, you guys have been like training and working down at the Paducah location for a couple of weeks or a month or so, even longer.
A little over a month.
Yeah. Waiting for this place to get ready to open, and just to see the excitement and the passion that you guys have had, and like
it's going to carry us a long ways.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so needed, like, especially when you start this job. If you need to come in with like this real true heart and passion to help others, and excited to learn and excited to grow and be creative. And I see that passion in all of you guys. I'm excited for what it's going to do.
I think we all have like something the other one doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, we all feed off of each other, and we all get along, and we all really want to see this place succeed. So
perfect fit.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's not about us; it's what we can do for the community.
Absolutely. And I think we all bring something the other one doesn't have, but we all bring something also that the other one has, so we're so relatable, but in different areas. I think that we can, between all three of us, we can relate. One of us will relate to each person in some way or another, you know?
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Every day, an average of 130 people die from an opioid overdose.
Opioid overdose is the leading cause of death among adults 50 and younger in the United States.
Naloxbox helps save the lives of overdose victims, and there are now over 600 units installed nationwide, but we can do better.
Each unit increases access to naloxone, it reduces the stigma that's often associated with opioid overdose, and it works to save lives one box at a time. We hate that there are so many places in this country that need naloxbox units, but the truth of the matter is there are still so many more that need them. Although rescue should not be the only strategy used to address this epidemic, it remains a very important one. You have the chance to improve victim outcomes and the chance to reduce overdose deaths. Whether you're in the private or public sector, you can make a statement that you care. You can install a naloxbox, and you can help us save lives.
So for those who maybe don't know, or first-time listeners who don't know what we do at Turning Point, why don't you tell them a little bit about what you guys are going to do here and what your plans are for, like, to be in the future and how to grow this place?
Yeah, so yesterday I sat down with Shay and Brian, and so the first thing we really want to do is get out in the community and let people know that we're here. Mm-hmm. So Brian's been working on finding some places like Emerald and just different community partners who didn't make it to our open house. And we're going to, next week, we're going to be out in the community, going to different businesses. Shay, she was looking on Google Maps, trying to find different areas. And we're just going to be highlighting them and marking them off our list, Okay, so we went here this week, and we're going here on Thursdays, and we're going to try and have set days where we're out in the community, letting people know that we're here so we can bring them in. You know, we're going to offer peer support. We're going to offer the Recovery Housing Scholarship. You know, our AA and NA meetings all throughout the day. We're going to have two a day. Harm reduction services, you know, be handing out Narcan and fentanyl testing strips, and just trying to be what the community needs. You know, we'll be getting our backpacks together next week too for our hygiene kits, and we got our first clothing closet order brought in yesterday. We're going to open that up whenever we get that area built, but we're already.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you guys were going to do
so we're wanting to offer like job interview clothes or clothes that are more like a professional setting. So, you know, a lot of people want to work in recovery or work more professional, you know, so we're going to offer kind of like your high-end, nicer work clothes, because the community does have normal clothing closets, but we want that job interview ready clothes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we got our first, I guess, shipment or what, donation yesterday.
Donation,
That's the word I'm looking for.
I was thinking, did you order?
No,
clothes?
our first donation yesterday, and we just want people to feel good, you know, going into their interview, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you guys are going to do like events like we do?
Yes.
Lots of boots on the ground, lots of knocking on doors, lots of, you know, getting the word out. And the word's already got now. We had somebody stop in yesterday and said they were at a lunch meeting with some doctors, and they sent her over here. So, like, it's already, people are buzzing about it already.
Yeah, we had the grand opening a couple days ago, and
awesome.
that was a huge success.
Yeah.
We had the news come out. There was a bunch of food. A bunch of people from the community came to check it out and see it for the first time, and so that was exciting.
Our vice president said she's never seen an open house with that many people come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So that was really cool.
Pretty awesome day.
Sure. That was great. And people were still stopping in, you know. We had 2 or 3 people stop in yesterday, like not clients, but like community partners. And so people are still hearing, they're still talking. And so another thing that we're wanting to do is really get involved with the local treatment centers. Go in there not just to do outreach, but to do fun things with them. So, you know, to make them feel special. I remember being in treatment, and my family didn't talk to me very much, and I just felt alone, you know?
Yeah.
So just going to show these people who are in treatment, hey, we're here, and we care about you, and we're here, and we want to spend some time with you and get to know you. So we really want to do that. So we've already got plans to go into Fuller, and Friday we're going to be talking to Amber at Changes and seeing what it's going to take to go in there and not just do outreach, but we want to spend time with them and do stuff with them.
I think it's important that we make them feel like there's some place to go after they leave treatment.
Yes.
You know, not just like, oh, here you go. Now you're, you know, now
and we're thinking about you while you're in there.
We want to make sure that they know that here's an option for you after treatment.
Yes.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
That was a big thing for me after treatment, just figuring out where a safe place to go was. You know, like where can I go that I don't feel like I'm still the outcast and nobody will speak to me because I've done this or I've not done that. And this is a good place for that. You know, it really is.
Yeah, staying connected is crucial
Absolutely.
to successful recovery. You know, we can't do this alone, and that's what we try to provide at Turning Point is that place where you can go. And like we said, like Nathan said in his interview with the news the other day, like we're with you through the whole journey, whether you're walking through the door and just considering going to treatment and doing something about your struggles, or you're getting out of treatment, or you've been in recovery for 20 years and you just need a place to go to hang out with and meet new people. You know, this is what Turning Point is all about. So I'm excited that we've expanded and growing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys should come and check it out here, 1108 Cuba Road,
Sweet
Mayfield, Kentucky. Come take your selfie in front of the Strong Arms of Recovery mural done by one of Paducah's most famous artists.
Yeah.
The finest. Paducah's finest.
Yes.
Yeah. Michelle jokes that I did it, but Michelle jokes that I have my mark all over this place. But I was asked to do these things. It wasn't like I was saying, "Hey, I gotta go paint something out there."
Yeah.
Also, today I have a gift for you two new staff members. You guys can open these. Michelle's jealous because she doesn't get one.
Thank you, Matt.
We don't hand these out very often, but this is an exciting new thing. It's a CrossTalk coffee mug, and
nice.
so you guys can put that on your desk and
Thank you, man.
Yours has been used before.
advertise.
You didn't have wrapper. Yes.
But
Thank
yeah,
you, Matt.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
no problem.
I will be using that.
So you guys stick around, and if you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna shoot like a little video to show everybody what it looks like in here to add on the end. And anything else you'd like to add, Michelle?
No.
Come out and see
Come
us.
out and see us.
Come out and see us.
Yeah.
We're
Look
ready.
forward to seeing everybody. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, check us out on YouTube and listen to our audio versions on Apple, Google, Spotify, Podbean, Amazon Music. And as always, stay grateful. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction or in recovery and needs guidance, speak with Turning Point's team of peer support specialists by calling 270-444-3621. You are not alone, and we are proof that recovery is possible.